What's up guys, and welcome back to the Kamui dimension. Today let's talk about Boruto chapter 73 and what's probably gonna happen. Now, what's gonna make or break this chapter from a plot perspective is gonna completely depend on Code's actions in my opinion, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But the chapter likely might start off with either Eida and Amado talking on their trip back to the Leaf, or with Naruto, Team 7, and maybe Sasuke having their meeting with Shikamaru in the Hokage office, where Shikamaru is probably going to tell them about Amado removing Code's limiters, Code splitting off with Eida, and how Eida and Damon are going to be joining the Leaf Village. And Naruto will probably be really confused and worried and also mad by all of these events and annoyed with Shikamaru and Amado for making decisions on their own without even asking Naruto. But Shikamaru will probably assure Naruto that it was for the best since Eida and Damon are crazy powerful allies and not people you'd want as enemies, just as Amado told Shikamaru last chapter. And so while Code himself is way stronger now, losing Eida and Damon makes the overall threat much weaker than it was before because Damon is just that OP, and then maybe Shikamaru will give Team 7 a mission or something. And in order to start raising the tension, I feel like we might get some arguing between Kawaki and the others while at the Hokage office. Kawaki's personality has changed lately, and I think he might start disagreeing on something Shikamaru or Naruto or Boruto says, and he'll want to do his own thing that he thinks is better. Then Boruto will start arguing with Kawaki about that, and then Sarada will throw a fit about how everyone's arguing, and then Mitsuki will just be observing Kawaki closely and maybe say something about how he'll do whatever Boruto does. I think it would be good for the conflict, and a good way to set the stage for Kawaki's rift with the Leaf Village if they all start disagreeing and their teamwork starts to fall apart. And then at this moment, the meeting gets interrupted. Or alternatively, they finish the meeting, but the mission for Team 7 probably never actually begins. Because if Code isn't a complete idiot, he will make his move now. In chapter 72, Amado said it would take 3 to 4 days to make it back to the Leaf Village, and Kishimoto threw that line in for a reason. Amado, Eida, and Damon won't be there to help out against Code if he shows up within 3 days from right now, in Boruto time anyway. Code already built his Ten Tails army, has a claw mark near the Leaf Village that he came out of to find Kawaki back in chapter 62, and he already knows that Eida, Damon, and Amado are all in the land of snow far away from the Leaf Village. And considering how Code just got slapped around by Damon, I think Code is smart enough to know that if he's gonna attack the Leaf Village, he should probably do it now before Damon has a chance to get there and push Code around like a little kid again. So, Code will hopefully begin making his move this chapter, and given Boruto's pacing, that probably means Code will just show up near the Leaf Village at the end of the chapter as a cliffhanger, but he probably won't actually do anything yet. But maybe he'll actually start putting in some work during this chapter here. In any case, I think the coolest and most effective way for Code to invade the Leaf Village would be to do a little throwback to the Pain arc, where Pain just showed up randomly and brutally killed the guards at the end of Naruto chapter 418 or whatever episode that was in the anime. And then in order to confuse the sensory division, Pain launched the animal path into the village first, so the Leaf would only sense one enemy, and then he summoned the other paths of Pain and Konan, so there would be 7 enemies now and a lot of confusion and distractions while he searched for Naruto. Code could do the exact same thing here. He could pop out of a claw mark near the Leaf Village and then go murder a guard at the end of the chapter, and then have one Ten Tails creature invade the Leaf Village while Code watches using his claw marks, and then once the village senses that one enemy, he can have the rest of the army and himself teleport into the village out of the claw mark on that one Ten Tails creature, and then he'd ultimately confuse the Leaf Village with an army of Ten Tails creatures running around causing a ruckus, while Code himself, plus a few of the strongest creatures at his side, can head for Naruto, Sasuke, Shikamaru, Boruto, and Kawaki. It would be a nice throwback to the Pain arc, which literally every Naruto fan loves, so I think a lot of people would love to see that. And now I've made a couple of videos talking about what the fight versus Code could do for the story, 2 of them being the most recent 2 videos on the channel here, so I'm not going to dive crazy deep into that stuff, so just go watch those videos after this one here. In any case though, we're probably not going to actually see Code do a lot of fighting in this chapter. At best, he'll pop in the village and appear before Naruto and Team 7 at the end. But more realistically, it'll probably be like the Pain arc, where Code will only show up outside the village and maybe kill a guard at the end of the chapter. And then in the next chapter, he starts sending 10 Tails creatures everywhere and maybe confronts Naruto or Team 7. And then in the chapter after that, we can start getting a little more actual fighting. Or maybe they'll slow it down even more than that. The way I see it going down is either the slower pace route where everyone argues, but the meeting with the Hokage office and stuff finishes on its own, and then Code shows up at the end of the chapter outside the village. Or the little bit faster pace route where the meeting is interrupted because Code already began his invasion. Something like that is the most that we can realistically expect anyway. So just don't get your hopes too high for some crazy Code action here. And obviously this Code and Hokage office meeting stuff alone won't be enough to fill a whole chapter. At least, I hope not. So I imagine we'll get some scenes with Amado and Eida going back and forth about something. And maybe if we're lucky, one of them will spill the tea about part of their plans before they get to the village. It would also be cool to see Kashi and Koji appear for once, but I mean, like, who knows when this dude's gonna show up, so like, I mean, just don't expect to see him in this chapter, let's be real. And I would also like to see something from Delta too, but she doesn't seem to have too much importance at the current moment. Now for Sasuke, he's either also gonna be at the meeting at the Hokage office, or if not, then he's randomly gonna show up in the middle of the fight later on and kick Code or save Sarada or something, because that's just something Sasuke does a lot in Boruto. He just appears out of nowhere and kicks somebody or saves somebody, like he did versus Jigen and Ishiki, for example. And that's probably all we'll actually get to see this chapter. Team 7's meeting at the Hokage office, Amado and Eida having a conversation about something, and maybe the very beginning of Code's invasion where he appears outside of the village, and maybe we'll get like a quick scene of Hinata and Himawari or something. I wouldn't expect too much else otherwise though. But I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know how you feel about these chapter predictions, and let me know if you think there's anything I missed that you want to add, or something that you think definitely won't happen in this chapter. Let me know in the comment section below, but that's a wrap on today's video, so thank you guys for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!